Welcome to another episode of the Prep Coach Podcast. Today is a very special day, isn't it, Scott? It's
It's Michael.
it's Scotty's birthday today. Happy birthday, mate.
Thanks, bro.
Happy
You
birthday.
feeling how you feeling?
I feel good. It's a normal day, bro. It's been a busy day.
Next year's the big one, isn't it?
Yeah, next year's
Next year's the big one.
Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah.
Yeah. For you too, because you're in the same
Yeah,
year.
you want to have a joint party?
Yeah. You're earlier than me, though.
Yeah.
I'll wait for you.
We'll just amalgamate it together.
I'll wait for you. I would.
Yeah. Yeah, I like what you did for yours. I'll do something similar.
Mhm.
I reckon just...
You know what I'm thinking for yours?
Lots of food.
When he says he likes what you did for yours, he means Croatia.
I missed the wedding. It was
Yeah, he means that.
That was good. No, what was the name of the restaurant I went to for yours? It was awesome.
It was the one in the city.
It was off Latrobe Street, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it's a Italian restaurant. I can't
was
remember it
good,
now,
man.
but yeah, it was awesome. It was a nice little back room. It had a really good vibe. It was just my besties around me.
It was
Some
just
family, and that was
fucking
it.
good food, bro.
Just on behalf of all the family in Italy, they just wanted to say buon compleanno to Scotto Morelli. They wanted to pass that on.
Bro.
And yeah, many happy years ahead. Auguri, auguri. I actually did a story today. Happy birthday. And I wrote happy birthday. I wrote a few things, but I put to you your photos of photos of all of us, and at the bottom I put 3 Italian flags, and it says happy birthday, Scotto Morelli.
I remember we were somewhere and it was us three together and they're like, "Oh, you guys are Italian?" I was like, "Yeah, all three of us are."
But he also just went with it.
I think you said that's Morelli.
Yeah, right.
Morelli.
I don't think I look very Italian.
No, you did.
You can get away with it.
You
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
You did.
Okay, cool. What else is going on? How's the weekend? You went to WA?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. Big shout
Spent
out.
more time on the plane than we did.
Yeah, that's the way it
It
is.
was 9 hours for 2 and a bit hours there in total.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But the
not-
workshop was awesome, man. It was really, really good. It's
How
a
did
shame
it-
the weather wasn't great, but it
You had it
was,
with Ainsley?
yeah, and she was amazing. Yeah, we appreciate Ainsley. She's a gem. But it was good. We actually held it at the dance studio. The name escapes me, but it was awesome.
Move
wasn't it?
something? Move?
Yeah, they had 2 like studio rooms,
Mhm.
and it was like a warehouse that they built into a dance studio. They lifted the floor up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was
Floor
freaking
floor
awesome.
was amazing.
The
yeah,
floor
it
was perfect. Yeah,
mi- mirrors were great. Lighting is incredible.
I nearly knocked the mirrors over.
Yeah, because they weren't hard mirrors; they were sort of flimsy. So
Oh.
I did it when I first got there. I went to lean on it, and I'm like, "Oh,
Oh,
fuck!" I almost
shit.
went through it.
Oh, Jesus.
They kind of have some flex to
Oh.
it. So, but Ainsley did it a couple of times as well, and I was like, "Ah, it's alright."
That's good.
Yeah, we were lucky. We got Taylor and Bradley picked us up at the airport.
Yeah,
Had 2 cold mornings waiting for us, which
Oh,
was beautiful.
nice. Especially after an early flight.
yeah,
You
Yeah,
should have seen us 2 on the plane. You've never seen 2 guys.
yeah. We were in the zone.
Oh, really?
Oh
Yeah, we
man,
got caffeinated in the lounge early, and then
man,
the flight there went really quick because just had the
We did-
laptop out and
we didn't stop.
so much work done. It was awesome.
Nice.
But yeah, I was looking forward to some nice weather. It wasn't as nice as we'd hoped, but just shows that like you were sort of the OG for pushing WA, and there's a lot of quality there. And honestly, I think, and maybe I've said this in the past, maybe we all have, but I think by the end of 2027, don't be surprised if that state show is as big as they come anywhere in the country.
You said there was a lot of first timers.
No, there was all first.
were all
timers.
All first timers.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's just like they're just churning through new athletes,
But it's
just getting them.
But even speaking to the Tanner over there,
to Tracy, yeah.
like Reggio's, as in her bookings for season C for our show were
Rolling
awesome.
in.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
really good.
Because we actually did get a question: is season C Reggio's open? Yes, they are open. We just haven't advertised them on social media because we're still middle of season B or ending season B. But I'm sure there'll be a post or a story going out. But yeah, you can go to the website. You can register for any season C show at the moment. So yeah,
Can.
that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, I wanted to show you guys something.
Show us.
So, you guys know my close friend who's also my osteopath, Cecilia, who's competed in the past as well. But I coach her. She trains at mine. She's a lovely individual. She got something made for me as a 1-of-1,
Okay.
right? And it's like, no one's seen this yet.
No, you haven't. So
For-
I know you brought the bag in, but I haven't seen
Yeah,
this
I
yet.
wanted to show you, and I just thought I'd show everyone on the potty. It's like if you had to say me in a, I don't know what you'd call it, but it's freaking amazing. There's a guy who makes these. He's never made one like this, but I want to pull it out and show you
I've got
guys.
no idea what it could be.
You seriously, you'd never guess what this is.
I've got no idea.
You'd never guess what this is.
That is awesome.
You
Oh
You know where
my
I saw
God.
that? I saw it
Look
on
at
Adrian
that.
Botelli's.
Look at
Same guy. Same guy made it. Same guy made it. So exactly. So the guy who made that, his name's Owen, also created this for me. Never done a Ninja Turtle one before, but
That's awesome.
how cool!
Okay, so anyone listening that's not watching, it's a pizza,
Slice of pizza.
slice of pizza with a monster on top of it, and in the can, it's ripped apart with a Ninja Turtle.
Yeah,
inside.
Michelangelo's ripping out of the can
with the nunchucks.
with nunchucks and.
That's wild.
So
Bro.
hang on,
Cool.
And your favorite? That's my favorite Green Monster.
Isn't that the opposite?
So hang on, who?
Yeah, so
Oh, that's
his
who
name's
made it.
Owen Taylor. So the
Okay, cool.
the
So
page.
you know Owen Taylor.
Cecilia treats him. He's Cecilia's page. Yeah?
Ah,
But I'll show you. Oddball Customs is his
Can we
page.
just put it there?
That's
Oddball
crazy, man.
And just to give you guys some context, so it's always like
That's awesome.
if you're like a Venom fan or a Marvel fan, I'll just show you the Venom one.
Is Monsters his thing? Like he does it off Monster cans? Because
Yeah.
he's doing a lot of Monster cans there.
Yeah, I just want to show you.
That's awesome.
It's wicked, yeah. So yeah, go have a look. Oddball Custom Designs, but have a look at so that's a can.
No way.
So
Okay,
just show it's like a.
that's crazy. That is so good. What a good present.
So when I was like, wow, you couldn't sum me up in
Yeah, that's awesome.
a better way. So
I love that.
that's today's guest.
Love it.
You don't see the green apple monster. They don't.
I tried today.
I'm gonna do an Amazon order of them today.
But yeah.
All right. What else? Anything else?
No, we've got nationals this weekend.
Yep.
You guys know the numbers, so it's
big.
exciting.
It's exciting.
I mean,
yeah.
it's almost double. It's double the last year's
Last
nationals,
year's, yeah.
which
Is awesome.
I think that still exceeded expectations. Like I know that
Yeah, it did.
that's certainly what we would hoped, but maybe it didn't feel like even at the start of winter. So the first Melbourne show that it was maybe going to get there, and I think having the show, obviously NPC had their show last weekend, seeing the amount of athletes that are in season, and I feel without a doubt it's officially a cemented season forever.
100%.
The stats are the stats. You can't deny it. Like, and it's exciting, and I think this is what it needed. I think from next year on, now coaches are going to be like, okay, NPC was huge. This weekend's going to be huge in the Gold Coast. Now we're actually going to start putting athletes in because you never know. Is it going to stick? Is it going to work?
Yeah.
It's working.
It's working. Yeah.
And I know, like, you two were probably the biggest pusher. I was honestly I was a little bit skeptical at the start whether adding another season was the right thing. I was 100% wrong. It's great. It's crazy the numbers.
It'd be interesting to see if other feds follow now.
Yeah.
Because we're the only two.
Yeah.
That are in there.
But how cool, man! How cool to have like that many in the middle of the year. It's just
it's awesome. I was at the NPC Nationals on the weekend. Yeah, massive show, absolutely massive show. Awesome,
huge lineups.
Quality was epic. Like all the winners were so impressive. But we're like the classic and the bodybuilding. Those two guys, Tony won the classic and Elvis won the bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Incredible. Like up close, those guys are absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So yeah, it was an amazing show. It was a big show. It went till late. I think I was there till after 7:00.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good to see NPC figure.
Yes.
Getting good numbers because we know, and this is the one thing I haven't checked. Maybe but typically Gold Coast tends to bring out some really really good natural figure athletes. So I hope there's some represented.
I actually haven't looked at the running order at all.
Yeah, I hope there's some represented, but. The bikini standard, as we've been speaking about for months and months and months, just continues to be of the highest quality. And then you look at just what's happening around the world. Would you say that if you look at the IFBB, it's the most Australians competing and winning in pro shows around the world since I've ever been interested in bodybuilding?
It seems like this year or this right now, there's a lot of Aussies that are competing overseas.
Yeah, like you got, Cam George won in China.
No, he won he came second. No, sorry, he came third in China. Yeah. He won the week before in where Matty Orchard and Tom Stanley won.
Yep. Yeah, so Tom won and Matt came second, and they both looked crazy. Matt looks crazy.
Where was that?
I was straight this morning for.
That wasn't Thailand. It wasn't Vietnam. It was one of those other Asian countries. Either way, one or two Aussie, and then Cam.
Yeah, and then Danae won the wellness.
Yes.
Pro show on the weekend.
Yeah.
So we've
got two bikini pros competing soon in Tampa, which is
and Matt's doing that too.
Yeah, which is Lisa
Awesome.
Joey Canton's
Awesome,
wife.
awesome.
I
Yeah,
saw a photo
yeah,
of
she's
her
wild.
last
She
night.
is.
She looks
And
dope.
Hayley Knott, she's doing it as well in the same show, which is awesome. So
So, I mean, the sport is thriving.
I
We're
wish.
gonna have a few Olympians this year, man. Like Cam will definitely go. Tom's already qualified.
Today we'll go.
Yeah, Tanae will go. I'd be baffled if Maddie doesn't go because he plays second. 'Cause even on points alone, you'd think he's going to be in that top, and he wasn't even meant to do that show. So
Yeah.
you're going to have a couple of guys there doing damage, and there's a lot of guys. I know a lot of Dean's guys that are going later to try and because there's a gap now between now and the Olympia.
Correct,
So you either qualify early or you try and just back yourself into the back end and hang on.
Did anyone watch Maddie's posing routine to that
No,
song?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah, he's
It was
awesome.
good.
Yeah, really, really good. I've obviously seen him pose a lot. Like Maddie guest posed
That's right. At a show
on
that you went
stage
to.
at a show that I ran a long time ago. So I've seen him pose this, but the music was great. The venue was silent until like the points where he hit certain poses, and it was I had goosebumps.
Even how they announced. So I actually
Yes.
watched that show. I was watching it with the two kids because they were eating their dinner, and I was like, I'm going to watch this, and they love watching bodybuilding.
Yeah.
But it was like a video game where. Did you watch it or not? It was
Yeah,
it was like an anime thing, and it had his name come up,
It's
and it
really
was
cool.
like he was a cartoon character like Mortal Kombat.
It's really good.
And then all of his rocks fall down, and it shows his face, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Matt Orchard, and I'm classic physique," or something like that.
That's awesome.
And then so apparently on the day before registration, they did a little video clip where they introduced themselves.
Oh,
I'm from
cool.
Australia, and they play that on the screen, and it's in a backdrop of like something cartoony or anime. It looks really cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was
I
awesome.
love that stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are we good? We'll
Yeah.
get into it. There was a question here, and I don't know if it's because we just had the IFB Natty show, but what do you think about people who have used in the past, some of them heavily, now doing natural shows? I know each federation has different rules and time limits. I think NPC is
2 years.
2 or 3 years.
2.
Yeah.
Depends on the compound. Some of
Dep-
them
okay,
I
so it's
think
all different?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not a blanket rule. It's compound
I'm pretty
specific.
sure it's compound specific.
Specific.
For most of them, I
Or
think
maybe
it's
the
3.
banning is compound specific. If you get banned
Well,
for this,
maybe that's
yeah,
right.
I think it's
I'll
if you
have a
get
look at the
banned,
fine
if you
print.
get that compound found, you get banned for this long. If that compound's found, you get banned for that.
Yeah,
long.
maybe that is actually
I
right.
think it's that way. Yeah. Obviously, with us and with some of the other natty feds, it's 5 years. Some are lifetime. Are there any lifetime ones in Australia? WNBF, are they lifetime?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think 7 years for another one.
Yeah.
I don't know what INBA is.
It's I don't know, it's hard. Like we've gone into this discussion before about, well, there's obviously honesty involved because the testing's not going to pick up everything. I know we have our testing, which is a bit different to everyone else, which is a little bit more effective in picking up whether you use something 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago compared to like a urine test where it's if it's in your system or not, which we know that sometimes that can be filtered out. So it's hard. It's hard. So, like we've had not doesn't happen all the time. We've had some people message or even email us anonymously saying, "I know this person is using, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to like? You can't really approach that person if you've got no evidence. It's just about testing them."
Yeah, it's just an accusation, and
correct.
I think you just like all you can do is have a rule and enforce the rule that you have.
Yeah.
And once you pick what that rule is, again, that's each federation is responsible for what they deem to be fair. From our point of view, we've got a 5-year rule. I think, if you're somebody who has, and I'll use an example of say, look at the big IFBB Open guys. You look at like a Dexter Jackson, who was as big as they come, has been off. If you look at him now, there is a big difference in 5 years as to what that can do. And that's at the top end, when it comes to size. So I think, the argument will always be, well, you've used once, you're not a natty anymore, which I totally understand. And I think as long as you're following the rules and guidelines of what the federation has put in place, then you're not doing anything wrong. Me personally, I think, something in that 5 to 10 year range of non-usage is reasonable. It's also hard. People will only look at one example, but what if you've got someone who required hormone replacement from a health perspective? You just don't know circumstances to make an opinion on something with a really biased view of a situation. There's so many other possibilities that you might hear and go, oh, that sounds pretty fair and reasonable.
Yeah.
So it's just...
Yeah, a
Yeah,
couple
as Scotty
things.
says, context is always important.
Yeah.
This is another example of that too. Now, if you're a someone who's used heavily for a long time and knows that you're entering it, you might have only been off for a few months and you're going to do MPC, which says 2 years. No, I don't agree with that. That's cheating. But if you're following the guidelines and you're doing it for the right reasons, you were on, you don't want to be on anymore, you don't like the way it made you feel or look, and you've decided to go down the other path now, and you still want to compete at that level, then
Yeah, makes sense. Well, I know because I look at most of the emails that come through MBA for inquiries, and we've been getting a lot more emails about HRT for females, and also to get exemptions for that, and also a lot of questions around peptides. I took a peptide 2-3 years ago. Am I still going to be allowed to compete? Those kind of things. And we actually got a question about GLP-1s and whether they're banned.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you had a look into it, Scotty. Or
even saying about the
GLP-1s if they're banned in natural bodybuilding.
No, I don't think they are. And I don't have an issue with people using them, because if you think about what they do, they're not a performance enhancing drug. They just help you lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
They just delay gastric emptying. I think it's different if you're using, a triple agonist like, say, Retta or something like that. Different story.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people would think that is one. So
they're very different.
Correct,
so people that are on, say, Ozempic, that are trying to lose weight, it's basically just trying to manipulate your physiology to tell you that you're full when you're not.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just basically prevents you from eating food. But most people that go on those, at least if they're coming from an athletic population, the anecdote that I have come across is that they're just like, it sucks. You have no energy to train. James Smith actually did an experiment on this on his YouTube and he's in good shape. He went on it, lost like 4 kilos in less than a week. But he was like, I felt fucked. I couldn't train. I was tired. So it forces you just feel full all the time because it just delays gastric emptying.
So do you get nausea?
I guess you could. Okay. But it's more just, you might eat a meal. Imagine when we go out for dinner and we eat. Let's say this weekend, if we're going to go and have something to eat, and we're going to send it, and you're going to feel really, really satiated and you feel full. It's like that, but you could eat a really small meal, and that's the effect that it has on your body. Now, if there's less food going in, obviously your body's oxidizing more free fatty acids to fund the energy demands. But if you're trying to train harder and recover, there's not food going in. So it's just forcing you to be in a severe deficit. And the risk that you run, especially if you're a bodybuilder, is that your ability to train is compromised because you have no energy. And so if you can't train hard, then tissue retention is going to be very, very low.
Is it dose dependent? If you have a smaller dose, you feel less full. If you have a bigger dose, you feel, or it's just it's a switch. It just flicks a switch.
I know some people that take it, but they don't seem to lose weight. But I think it depends. They might take it for a few days, and then I've got a big weekend this weekend, and I want to go out for dinner, and so maybe I won't take it then.
So is it something that like the half-life is very short, so you need to take it on a daily basis?
You've got to continue to take it. Then so the washout period isn't as long.
Okay, makes sense.
So if someone wanted to take it, I don't have a problem with it because they might be able to lose weight, but their ability to train and to retain contractile tissue is going to be very, very minimal.
What is your ability to train and retain? That's the question.
That's right.
Okay. Ready early and sitting lean, or cutting fat all the way up until the show? What's better? To be ready early and sit lean for a little bit of time, or to...
What's a little bit of time?
Yeah, there's context, right? But
I reckon just like, what would be your quick fire answer?
I'd rather be ready
early.
Yeah, ready early.
I'd rather be ready
but
early.
I'm not talking like 12 weeks. But if you can, your goal is if you can start to reduce the magnitude of the deficit and eat up to the show and close it, for sure. I spoke last week about, for example, Nerida, her blood work was better at the end of her season than it was in the thick of digging 6 weeks out from that first show.
Yeah.
So I think there's something to be said for being in a state of at least maintenance, potentially even positive energy availability, because then if you're eating more food, you could argue that you're able to train a bit harder and potentially retain more muscle. And it's just living in the environment makes it a bit easier. But then there's also the trade-off that when you're as lean as you are, it doesn't matter how much you're eating, you're still hungry all the time. Yeah. So from a psychological standpoint, you're prolonging that.
Mm-hmm.
So it depends on the individual, but if you've got to grind someone to the end, it's not going to be overly enjoyable. And the fatigue that they carry versus time to eat up and remove that, it shows in the physique.
So would you say that in the prep for yourself or when you guys are coaching, are you trying to get to that position where you're ready early so you can feed up and get all the positive outcomes from feeding up?
I don't view it as being ready early because I build it into the timeline that I want to be around that 98% mark leading into, ideally, we want to be within a kilo of where we think we need to land from around about 4 to 5 weeks out. So then we can just start to close that gap, and you're more assertive at the start and then you're pulling back. If I use, say, Julian, for example, his classic physique, he's less than 6 weeks out now. His glutes are in. He's actually said to me, he's like, people are telling me, I'm shredded, and he's starting to enter that territory of being extremely lean. He's not stage lean by my standards yet, but he's getting there. But for example, this week he's 4 up, 3 down. So his low days are like 2,400 and his refeed days are closer to 3,000. And as he gets closer, because he's got less fat mass, we have to balance that. It's a constant game of push and pull. Push a little, give, and then pull back a little. So I think you need to build that into your timeline, but also different people respond to different interventions differently. There's some people that, usually the ones that can tolerate more food, they tend to be able to get into shape relatively early. And then there's some that they really have to just suck down and suffer just because, again, we're all biologically different. So there's no real blanket statement, but I think a lot of it comes down to being at a really good starting point early as well. If you're not having to lose a huge amount throughout your contest prep, then you can afford to be aggressive at the start and then pull back. You can diet break more regularly and the experience is more enjoyable. But the trade-off is you are leaner, and so your physiology is compromised a little bit earlier. But again, if you're strategic with how you train, how you periodize your training, volume allotment, and also, again, protecting things like sleep and making sure that food's in a good place, I think that you can manage that well. There's a lot of intricacies around that, but if you know what you're doing, I think that that's a much, much, much better option. But if you don't, and you're just trying to suck someone down and dig them further and further, then you dig them into a hole where they just can't come out.
I'd rather be lean early and hold that conditioning than just trying to crash all the way into the show and still get to the same spot.
Yeah.
But I'd rather not have that and also be leaner.
It's almost like the Season B people, for example, those that have done that show that are now going to bridge. So even if I use Wayne, who he competed on the weekend, and he's going to do a couple of amateur shows and the pro shows at the end of Season C.
Oh, cool.
But his foods come, I mean, he was eating a good amount of food anyway, but for the next 2 weeks, we'll just sit at about maintenance. He'll only train twice this week to just really freshen him up mentally, physically. And then in 2 weeks' time, we'll just, again, it's almost, I use the analogy of landing a plane. He'll just continue to circle the airport and just chill out until it's time to truly refine things. So again, you've got to know your athlete. You need to pay close attention to things like sleep, to recovery, to DOMs, even just the way that the narrative that they're checking questionnaire, the way they're communicating, when they maybe need a little bit more reassurance, a bit more communication. So these are all the arts of coaching, right?
Yep. Anything on that, MG?
No, I'm the same. I'm like, I'll kind of work everything out to be like at that 6 week marker where I want to be like 1.5 to 2 at most. So like pretty similar. Maybe Scott's maybe a little bit more aggressive, but something around that. It's like, and that bridge thing's like, if you look at, say, a Chloe as an example, after IFBB, we took the brakes off and we only took it off for 10 days. And then we've gone hard again. We've got some really fast results after that. So she's looking so different already. And now we can go slow again. So it's almost like 2 on, 2 off. And then, the last 5 weeks should be like same thing, almost 4 high days a week.
That's awesome.
Not have to run into, because it is a long time. It's not a Scotty COVID prep.
Well,
it's long.
It still is.
Yeah.
It's in the 30s. Like
It's funny because we all have athletes that did the mid-year and are now doing the pro show at the end of the year. So because I've got Angelica doing the same thing. So we all have athletes, and we're all following this similar method. What do you think of coaches who charge exorbitant weekly fees close to $170 and give minimal ongoing feedback, as in check-ins, and they're super brief, and if anything, the plans are not individualized? I know we did that podcast. You were away that day. I know where you were.
We went from like what it should look like.
What should you expect from your coach? We didn't go over price though, but.
It sounds like whoever's asked that question has always just answered it. If you think about all those things you're saying, do you think that that's right? Of course, it's not.
I think regardless of that price, the coach should be doing those things.
That's what I was going to
And
say.
then you're paying that price, which is not good.
If that's the service, again, the price is the price. To me,
yeah.
that's irrelevant. It's the service.
Yeah, it's a service.
That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like
Ugly.
it's a pride thing, man. If you're whether you're charging someone 99, 199,
Yep.
like what you put out, it's I feel like people just forget, you know, why they got into the sport, and it's like they loved it and now it's just about making money. But it's like I know that there's athletes, all of us, that, you know, we would invest way more time per week than what we charge, you know, long check-in videos. It's not because I'm trying to justify my price. It's because I do it because I love it, and I can't get out of the checking in and under that because I feel like I've got so much to give. Whether I was charging 30 less or 60 more, that would never change. But that's a pride thing. That's I want you to click end on my video and be like, fuck, that guy talks a lot. Like he can give a lot. So if you with somebody, and Scotty's bang on, if you've asked this question, you're already seen red flags, I'm guessing. It's not necessarily the price. There's a lack of quality there. There's a lack of care. There's a lack of pride. Like, not if you're paying $170 and not getting something very individualized every single week. Yeah, and I wonder if it's a weekly or if it's like you have to pay for blocks. Often those
it says weekly fee.
Yeah, often you know, people that are charging in big blocks are because
they want to lock you in.
Correct.
Yeah.
You guys are the same, right? I've been week to week forever.
Yeah,
I've never had a minimum period. I've never had a
I never had an exit period either.
Yeah.
You know, stuff.
Yeah, I suppose like the individualized part is interesting. I think the longer we've been doing it, you really realize how much programming matters.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, nutrition's important, whether you're going to eat more, eat less to get to the goal. And then, you know, from a comp prep perspective, the details really matter in the back end. But we've all seen lazy programming, really, really lazy programming. And people have a physique that maybe they get feedback and they need to look a certain way. We would be able to look at that program and be like, oh, you gave a whole presentation about it in Bali as to like, what does this athlete need? And then how would you program that athlete? I think that stuff's lagging in the comp prep space.
I think so too. And
I think there's a lot of.
Do you think is it laziness?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Or it's knowledge?
That's laziness.
It's more so laziness.
Because I know some really, really smart coaches.
Yeah. Well, you know, a lat pull down grows the back, so why don't you put it in there?
Yeah, but it's like, but also then how are you queuing it?
Yeah, of course. Oh man, there's also that too. I don't know whether
that's the biggest thing. In movement quality and movement assessment. If your coaches, if you're not sending through training footage, especially in the improvement season, yep, everything looks cool. Yep, good to go. If you're not analyzing the logbook, someone's saying I did this and then I progressed that, I'm like, all right, cool. I want you to video that because I want to make sure that it's honest progression. So, you know, again, hopefully they're the sorts of things that you're getting from your coach. And if you're not, then.
Yeah, one of the things that Scotty and I were talking about in our 9 hours of chats on the weekend, we had a lot of time. We went through a lot. But again, we spoke about stuff, you know, relating to coaching is like, you know, my goal as MG is this, and all my clients get programmed the same way. Right? It's like, it's laziness. It's like.
Yeah, like I understand you have maybe a method.
For sure.
Right? And you've got a strategy, and it's the MG method, and there's an MG component to your programming,
without a doubt,
of course. But then there's an individualization to it as well.
You need to be able to adapt.
Yeah.
But like, for example, things like, you know, bikini competitors with 4 bicep exercises with 4 to 5 sets for the week. You know, 20 sets on biceps, sometimes 8 to 12 in the one session. Like.
Yeah, why?
Like, we're not even doing that.
Like, yeah, man,
and I want bigger arms.
Sorry, I'm not doing close to that. Like, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, of course.
And I think, and then you might look at the coach who's maybe like an open body or a figure, or it's like, is that really what that
person needs?
And that's probably the same person who's having 1,000 grams of carbs on their peak week.
Yeah, yeah.
For a 53 kilo bikini competitor.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's obviously a ton of it. I don't think it's the price as is the issue, because if you were getting crazy check-ins, you'd be like, you get what you pay for.
Yeah, yeah.
And clearly the value's not there, which is where your concern is. So
that's why before you engage with a coach, you should have a consult. We should also do due diligence where speak or hit up some of those coaches, athletes, and communicate with them. But you should always have a consult call.
Yep, agreed. Thoughts on some people competing who aren't in contention and won't come close to the top? So I read that as like people knowing they're not the best. So why are you doing it?
Yeah, I mean, bodybuilding's a individual sport for the individual with their own journey.
Yeah.
You don't know what somebody's necessarily been through to get to that point. This is the thing. That's why there's pro leagues.
Yeah,
Right.
that's why there's different categories, divisions. Also, there's different experience levels, and also too is it's very rare that the first time you ever compete, you're the best.
Yeah, it happens, but
It happens, but it's not
rare. Yeah,
it's not for everyone. So you've got to be prepared that there will be people that are competing who maybe aren't in contention for the top spot, but then give them another year, another two, and then keep going, and they'll eventually overtake you.
Yeah, and I think, as I said, there's pro leagues for a reason. We've seen some competitors over the year who we know the backstory, and just the fact that they're fucking standing on that stage is so inspiring to people. Had they have known, I posted a thing on my story this morning. Did you see the cerebral palsy bodybuilder I posted?
Yeah.
I mean, he looked great. Get me wrong. Does he not deserve to be like?
Yeah, of course.
So, you're not. If you start to see pro leagues with athletes that don't look like they're pro worthy, that's a conversation where the federation's maybe not doing things correctly. But the amateur ranks, the different divisions are there for a reason, and I think everyone deserves to be on that stage.
Anything on that?
No, I agree.
Cool. That's all I got for the time. I got a couple more, but there was a question about you and I, where we were happy with our level of conditioning at our last shows.
Really?
Were you happy?
I mean, now, no. I was, but I wasn't. Like now, I go back. There's some areas that for me, like the lower back and a little bit more on the chest. No, I was happy, but I know I can be so much better too.
Yeah, sure.
But I wasn't dissatisfied. It's like I never ever look at myself and feel like I'm ever even close to perfect. But that's what drives me to keep doing it. And at the moment, Scotty knows, I've been loving it more than ever at the moment. I feel like my physique's progressing. So I don't ever want to feel satisfied, if that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Like you were inside out, baby.
Yeah, for me, I'm not worried about my conditioning. I think it was probably too far gone. For me, it's about shape muscularity. Like, what
was the question? Was it conditioning or your look?
No, it was were you happy with the conditioning last time you stepped on stage?
What does that say?
Yikes.
Because yikes.
Is that yikes? Because we'll lean? I don't know.
Is that lean or is it because we look terrible?
I don't know. But yeah.
It's an interesting question.
For me, I was happy with my conditioning. As I said to you, I was probably too far gone.
You had been sucked down. There's an example of but relative to where you needed to be, and also the division that you were pursuing. Like when we spoke about it, you were, and moving forward, you probably do men's physique, but you didn't need to be there, and living in that environment, your body had just had enough.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
I got some photos. I was cleaning on the 9-hour flight. I was cleaning up my photos, and I found a whole heap from you. And I got one. I've shown you were like 8 weeks out, or 9 weeks out, and you looked like 5 kilos of muscle bigger.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Remember those shots in there?
Yeah, I was like 6 to 8 weeks out.
Yeah, and I was like,
that's when I looked my best, I reckon.
Yeah, you looked a lot bigger.
I remember because you did the A and B show, and obviously the peak didn't go well. And I remember when there was a gap between that and your next show, and we did a trial of what it would look like. And I remember you stood there and we came in here and we took those photos.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
And I remember we were just like, fuck, that looks so different.
It's way different, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, a lot of lessons learned.
Yeah, but every time you compete, there's always, even if you win and you win a pro card or a pro show, there are still always things that you look at that could be better, that needs to be better. And that's just evolution. That's the whole point of this sport, where you're just constantly striving for progression. So I don't think...
I looked my best I've ever looked. It's better than the first time I competed.
And that's the win. So for me, I would rather not place or come second rather than win, and know that the physique was better than the last time, even though you won. Because if you won but you didn't look as good as the time prior, me personally, that would fucking eat me alive. Yeah.
My biggest regret, like looking back at some of the photos, was like, God, I can't wait to go again, and just because my posing would be so much better. Like I can see everything I did wrong, which was almost everything, hip position, but now just having so much more time to not only practice it, but help others with it. That's what I'm looking forward to next, is like, if I was a little bit better, but posing the way that I would be able to pose now, that's what I'm excited for.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too because I did classic and then threw men's physique at the end. If I would have practiced classic,
you had all the classic poses unlocked, but the men's physique, you had to relearn it.
I had to relearn it. I had to learn it very, very quickly. Yeah.
Which you still did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, because you just got quarter turns.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm excited about. To just focus on one thing. Yeah. Whenever that time comes.
Well, it might be the middle of the year 27.
Oh, I don't know, man.
I'm talking about me.
Are you okay?
I told you he's not done.
I'm not done. I'm not done.
Yeah, I'm not done either. But just when I'm going to go next, I don't know.
Men's physique, not men's fitness.
There's no way, man.
You wouldn't be able to slide into. You would make the cut now for men's.
Do you know what it is?
No idea.
72 and a half. I was 77 last time, and I'm way bigger now because there was no cap.
Oh, there was no cap in fitness when you competed?
Maybe when you didn't, there was, because I remember
You put together the cap.
Yeah, I did, but
I thought it got introduced when it was all in one. I'm sure it was.
I'm pretty sure my cap at 180. I'm curious actually, but I'm pretty sure I was around 76. I reckon potentially. Let's have a look.
When are you going again?
I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, I kept it on the download, but I was maybe gonna go next year.
Oh, really? Middle of the year, or what? What would you do?
Potentially both. So the middle of the year.
Could we all go at the same? Would that?
I
would wait for that. If it was like you said, 28, I'd wait. If I knew
that. Okay, if it's 28, I'll do it.
I'll do it.
If it's 28, I'll do it.
I definitely would too. I'd wait for you boys. I would be more than happy to.
Can you wait for me? Because I can't go next year because I need to grow more.
100%.
Yeah, I'm not going. I was going to go next year, but there's obviously some
28.
Just a second. So are we making it official right?
Middle of the year, 28.
If I go, it's probably
It's not good.
the shows I want. There's a few shows that I want to do over in Europe and potentially maybe WMBF Worlds. But I'm interested to see if there's more of those pro qualifiers for IFBB that are potentially overseas, because there's a few of them in Europe and there's a few of them in. So that's something that I would look at. Yeah,
the natty ones in PC.
Yeah. I think if it lined up, I would do that. Otherwise, I don't really care about the result. I enjoy doing Pro League because everyone's bigger and better, and so I feel like for me it would just make me want to go to another level of extreme.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've locked it in.
Okay, 28. Okay, we're locked it in.
Just so I remember the weight cap. Remember, the weight cap wasn't there in my season. I was using this.
There's no weight cap for IFBB.
No, for fitness I'm talking about.
Oh.
I was used as an example as to where the weight cap should be. Remember?
Correct,
so that's why.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys are going 2028 season B.
We are. All of us guys.
I've got to do it. So I must do it with some other people because otherwise I'll just keep waiting. I'll be like, oh no, I've got to grow more. But if someone gives me a date, it says 2028. I'll be like, all right, cool. I'll work to it.
There you go. That's the clip.
YouTuber.
Two Michaels.
No, we're gonna go together.
You're fucking in it.
It's literally a once in a lifetime.
I might do 2028, but I don't know if I would. If I'm going to do the back end of the year, I don't know if I would do mid-year as well.
Okay, well,
especially if you guys were going to do it.
Well, let's just do C.
Can we just be on stage together? That's all I want.
Yeah, that's what. Please.
And that would be pretty cool.
Right, so we're doing.
Even just a guest
2028.
But also, like, if you guys are going to compete, if you want someone to steer the ship, I want to make sure I can give you the best. You know.
No, we'll be low. I would rather have you at your worst, which is still the best, and be on stage with you. I think it's If you want us all to do season C, if we get 100 DMs, we'll do it.
I hope people that are listening are excited as us because
look at me, I'm like a kid in the candy store.
No, I'm excited because you were done and I knew that you weren't, and now you are.
No, I definitely have to go. I definitely have to do it.
2028 season B. The two Michaels.
Lock it in.
No, it's C and all of us.
It's all of us.
Are you gonna do C
with you?
Yeah, but then also you gotta. This is the other thing.
Just stop. Just
stop. Who's gonna run the federation?
We'll be fine.
Have you seen this guy in prep?
We'll be fine.
Whatever he can do now, times it by 10 when he's
people
in
will
prep.
help us. I reckon people would say, "Man, I'll run your fed for you if you just go and compete." Of course they will. Fun.
And I reckon maybe when's Timsy gonna go? 28?
Maybe. Depends.
Or we'll all be chugging monsters at shows because we'll have no food.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Oh, good place.
All right, it's a lock.
See ya. Done.